25 minutes. We got to go. What is going on? Keith, you're still muted. That's on me, though.
Hey.
What's going on? What's happening, Say That Nation? It's Winston, and we brought my brother from another, Keith Gross. Guys, back. I am mobile today. I'm not even going to get into it why I'm in the car, but the beautiful thing about what we get to do is, as mobilepreneurs or entrepreneurs, we definitely get to take our business and our lifestyle with us. So, guys, welcome to the show. Drop it in the chat. Let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know where you are watching us from. Guys, we are still in our second episode into a series we are calling March Madness, guys. MLM Madness, guys. All month long, like we said, we're going to be bringing you guys entrepreneurs, people who are in the network marketing industry, people who are actively building businesses. And today is no different. We have an incredibly special guest with us today. I'm going to let Keith introduce this amazing woman.
Listen, guys and gals, we got a hell of a guest for you guys today. Coming away with multiple business ventures is her motto. Mixing it up, making it happen. So coming in with, like I said, a multitude of different pantheons of business. Our girl, Kathy G. Give a...
Our next guest.
So welcome to my boutique. You're now standing in Kathy G. I founded this business almost 20 years ago in East Hampton, New York.
There she
What up?
is.
Hi.
Kathy G. All right, so Kathy, you're on. I definitely want to do the official drum roll since we got you on now, so we could throw that question out to you. And today, guys, what we're talking about with Kathy is the following. Boom. Is a startup the way to go when starting in network marketing? And, before we dive in, and Kathy, and have you answer that, could you just share with us a little bit about, your story, who you are, what got you into the industry? You got 25 minutes on the clock, and a lot of excited people who want to hear from you.
Okay, I'm going to talk fast so we can get it all in. I hope you'll slow me down if I go too fast.
No, do your thing, do your thing.
So my background is in fashion, actually. My degree from college is in fashion. I worked traditional retail, and I didn't like the weekend hours, to be perfectly honest. Way back when I had children, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I did a lot of things to enable me to be a stay-at-home mom. And eventually I did go back to work. We moved to East Hampton, New York. I'm an Ohio girl originally. And there, I didn't know what to do with myself there. We moved for my husband's career, and I got a part-time job in an accessory store. And I loved everything in the store. I could afford nothing in the store. I would look at the jewelry. I coveted the jewelry. And the more I looked at it, the more I thought, I can make that. I could do that. So I started buying glass beads at Michael's and different, cheap things. And I started making jewelry. And lo and behold, it started selling off my neck. And eventually my husband said, okay, enough. Either make a business or stop, because now you're spending real money on all this stuff. So I made a business and it took off. So I was successful, and I still do it. You can see the business behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be a person who loves change. And I was fortunate enough to see the recession coming in 2008. And I knew that expensive jewelry was going to stop selling. Even people who had money were going to stop spending it on things like jewelry because everyone was scared. So I knew it was time to change, and I went into costume jewelry. I took my whole market to a different place, and I brought in accessories, and it worked. And my business morphed into that. And for me, I was having just as much fun with the costume jewelry as I had with the real jewelry, maybe even more fun, to be honest. And a friend came to me and said, why don't you think about adding menswear? I'm with this great startup. It's a network marketing company. They do custom clothing, and it would be a great addition to your business. And I'm kind of impulsive, and it took me about 5 minutes. She sent me home with a catalog and some information on the company, and I shared it with my husband. And in 5 minutes, I said, I'm going to do this. It felt right. It looked right. I did my due diligence, and I jumped in. And I have never looked back. I am still with that company today. And
Wow.
one of the things I love about network marketing is, unlike a traditional job where there's a pyramid, right? Like every job has a pyramid. People sometimes say they don't like network marketing because it's a pyramid. Um, if you work for a corporation and you're here, you're going to have a boss that's here, and they're going to have a boss that's here. And it's the same pyramid that you would find anywhere. Unfortunately, in a traditional job, the bosses above you are more than likely making more money than you are. Um, but in network marketing, the pyramid is more that just, okay, let's say I went to work with this menswear company. And so part of that, you earn money in network marketing in different ways. On your sales of the product. And by the way, I never sell anything that has a product I don't love. I have to believe 150% in what I'm selling. And two, you make money when you build a team and you have other people that you mentor and help them grow businesses uh, themselves to earn money. The thing about network marketing is I could have someone underneath me that I recruited and brought into the business. They could be making more money than I am. And that happens all the time. And for me, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy. The other thing I love about network marketing is I'm going to control my destiny. I'm going to control how many hours a week I work. I'm going to control how I do the business. Of course, there are always parameters, but I like having that control in my life. I love having multiple streams of income. Warren Buffett, most of you know, I think he's one of the richest men in the world, always talks about millionaires. Most millionaires have a minimum of 7 different streams of income. And I like not having all my eggs in one basket. As we know, the world is changing really fast today. It's hard to stay on top of it. So I like having different forms of income, different streams of income. And I think the thing about network marketing is it involves building a network. That's why they call it network marketing. So a key ingredient is, I think you have to love people. I mean, most businesses are about relationships. And for sure, network marketing is a relationship business. When people buy something from me, they're not always, yes, they're buying the product, but really what they're buying is me. They're buying their trust in me, that I have vetted this product and they feel comfortable buying from me. I always tell people, like, I hate selling, and the truth is I hate selling, and I'm in a sales business, because what I'm doing in my mind is I'm not convincing you to buy something you don't want. I am very comfortable being with people. I love people, so I'm always interested in meeting new people and talking to people. And I never sell anyone. In my boutique, if someone puts on a sweater and I think it doesn't look good on them, I'm going to say, take that off. That is not helping you. I don't want to sell anybody something that they're going to look back and say, "Oh my God, can you believe that woman? She sold me this, and I hate it." And they're never going to buy anything from me again, and they're not. I'm going to lose their respect. And to me, that's worse than I can do without that money. I would rather have people have a positive thought process when they think of me and think, she really knows what she's doing. She understands her product. She sold me the greatest product. And then they're going to introduce me to their friends, and my business will grow that way organically, instead of trying to make another dollar when it's not honest.
Yeah. So for me, you've you've already you've addressed so many things already. I love that you brought up because there's so many stigmas around the industry of network marketing, and maybe even just business in general, that I think keep a lot of people away. I love that you already talked about this idea of what a pyramid is, and from a perspective not of throwing it in people like, you work at a pyramid, like you. I'm pretty sure
Right.
you've seen people kind of, like bash somebody who just doesn't understand that we all work in some. If you're in any type of business, there's a hierarchy in most instances. that
Exactly.
has somebody who is at the top, and then you're going to need other people to help you grow your brand, grow your business. Again, I don't care at what level you think you're at. You're going to need other people who are out there giving, voice to the fact that you're out there doing something. And network marketing, to me, has a way more transparent um, structure set up that allows you to know. And you hit it right on the head, because Janelle, the woman who actually introduced us, is actually an exact example of what you just described. The person who got Janelle involved with, our team, she ended up making more money than he did because she had the ability, because we were all independent representatives, to
Yeah,
go out and build a team. And the way it's set up is that person couldn't just piggyback off of her. That gentleman had to go out and build another organization in conjunction with hers. And that's
exactly.
something that I've always loved, because I'm pretty sure many of us, if you're on here and you're agreeing with what Kathy's talking about, you probably have a person who you may work with or have worked with in the past that didn't necessarily always work harder than you, but earned more than you because of how your company
Yeah.
was set up, right? And I love that, again, we have that ability in network marketing as a platform to kind of do away with that system. You can come in and outwork everyone, and the company will reward you accordingly.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
will pay you for what I look at. They will pay you for what you're worth. If you're training a team, if you're growing a massive organization, and the person that brought you in isn't taking part in that, they, in some instances, aren't even going to get compensated because of how some companies are set up. Like, if you aren't doing the bare minimum, they don't even pay you a commission,
Correct.
right?
That's
So
correct.
there's some things I definitely want to ask you, and Keith, definitely jump in. So one of
Okay.
the things you talked about right now, and I'll bring this up because I talked to you behind stage about this already, is more often than not, when I've been introduced to any network marketing company, many of them teach you you're going to want to look for a company that's been around for a period of time. It's similar, again, to like a traditional business. They'll say, hey, if they haven't made it past that 5-year mark, you probably should be a little leery, because like any business, it could go out of business, right?
Hmm.
But your
Yes.
perspective is you love this idea of a startup.
I
Yeah,
I
why is
love
that?
startups.
What?
Um,
Yeah.
because for me, part of the excitement is in growing a company, and I love growing.
Ah.
I love growing things and creating things, and I think you have a say then in a startup. The menswear company was a startup when I started.
Mm-hmm.
They basically had one product. Now they have hundreds of products, and
Wow.
I have met so many interesting people. I'm a people person. So I met so many interesting people that all across the country, I never would have met them if I wasn't doing network marketing. And they have so enriched my life. I mean, I look at it also as enriching my life. And they're, I think the downside to working with a startup is they don't have a lot of necessarily the money in the beginning to maybe the back
Mm-hmm.
office is a little rusty, or maybe they don't have the personnel in the corporate office the way a longer running company
Established.
would
Yeah.
have. So you deal with some of these, little frustrations early on when putting an order in isn't as easy as it is when they've got the tech people to fix the website really fast, or there are different things. But on the other hand, the startup companies I work with are some of the most interesting people and some of the most progressive thinkers who are willing to try new things and willing to listen to people in the field who are actually doing the work with the clients. When you bring an idea to them and it's a startup, they're more willing to try that
Mm.
product or try doing something this way, because they're not locked into we've done it this way for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years and it's successful. And I also think getting in early only increases your potential for making a lot of money. Because when you get in early, you're in early and you can grow. You can grow. The very first person in a company, everyone else in the company goes under them. So
Underneath them in the binary.
it just
Yeah. Yeah.
builds. You have the ability to build faster, but it's hard. I don't want to say it's not like it drops in your lap. I think you get out of any business what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if you only want to make $100 a week or $200 a week and you want to pay for some groceries or you want to buy something for your kids. there's nothing wrong with that. And you work the hours that you can fit that into your time, and that will help you. And that's another great thing about network marketing. It's there for everyone, whether you want to make $100 a week or a month, or you want, you want mega money. You decide, you control how many hours you put in, and what you work. But the truth is, you don't work, you don't get paid. Like there's no, what do they say? There's no $1 million income on a minimum wage ethic. Like you have to work. And so, but I love it. I mean, and I take advantage of, there's so many motivational speakers in the world who directly address network marketing. And there's some of them, their stories are so inspiring, and they will teach you something that will help your business and help you do things in a more, I want to say, economic, time-wise way that will help grow your business. And just to think about things in a way that maybe you don't think about them. So I love that I'm always learning. Oh, one more point. The other thing I love about network marketing, you can be any age and do network marketing. It's not like you have to be 20 to get into network marketing. I was in my late 50s when I got into network marketing. And I'm not a person who's shy about telling my age. I'm old, and that's okay with me, because this network marketing is for anybody at any age. You just have to love people and be willing to put in the time.
I'm kind of wow just listening to you talk, because you see network marketing like traditional business, and you're popping them up almost like investing in new businesses. I guess one of my questions is, how do you manage it all? Like, because every network marketing business is different, but like, how do you keep it all organized?
So all of the products, well, because I already have a boutique, so people come in here and I have the ability to have some of the products out so they can see the products. I'm always talking about what I do.
Okay.
Okay. You have to always be talking about what you do in a nice way, I'm not pushy, but, and the other thing, before I forget, that I want to point out is it's okay to keep going back to people. The fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is always in the follow-up. And so I'm always quick to send somebody a note that I just met. Great to meet you. I don't push a product when I meet people. I'm more interested in the person. People need to know that you're interested in them. Not that you just want to sell them something. So I always make a point. I am really big on following up with people, because you never know when someone will come back to you. And a case in point is one of the latest network marketing companies I picked up sells sleepwear. And the person came to me, a colleague from another network marketing business, and said, there's this great company, you have to sign on with me because they're going to be fabulous. And they're selling sleepwear, it's like linens. Their whole premise of the company is about health and how important sleep is to your well-being as a person. That's the whole premise, that everybody needs a good night's sleep to live well. Sleep well, live well. So I was like, I can't take on anything else right now. This was pre-pandemic, and thank you. I can't even imagine carrying, lugging around the samples. Like, it's just too much. I live in a small New York apartment. Well, then the pandemic hit, and nobody was sleeping, and everybody was stressed. And I revisited the business with her, and I was like, and I obviously we were locked down, and I was home, and I was like, okay, now I want to do this business. Now it's about teaching people how to get a good night's sleep, and how the products they sleep with, and the temperature in their room, and all these things I learned about how to get a good night's sleep. Now I think this business is applicable to the times. And it was a startup. Loved the CEO, loved the people. I could just see that it was like they were just such stand-up people, and they were not going to fail. They were determined that this business was going to be successful, and whatever didn't work, they were going to try something else. And that is so true. The company has grown. It's now, I think, 3 years old. And it was just, sometimes it's about being in the right place at the right time for you. For me, at that time, when I was locked down in my house and the pandemic hit and I had time on my hands, it made sense to me that people weren't sleeping, and it would be a great time to be doing seminars on Zoom that could teach people how to get a good night's sleep and how the products they use could help them get a good night's sleep. So if she hadn't kept coming back to me, I would have forgotten all about it. So it's all about, just because someone says no to you doesn't mean no forever. Sometimes it just means no, it's not right now.
Wow. Man, I'm getting so much value out of this. Guys, again, drop something in the chat if Kathy's saying something that you can obviously relate to, or just maybe even needed to hear, because I definitely am. So a couple things that came up from what you just shared, and I agree with Keith in terms of, I love how you are looking about this. I love how you are articulating this, because I feel, no, seriously, because I feel like for so many people, there's just so many misconceptions. There's so many people who have failed at network marketing, that they've completely written off the industry as a whole now. And there are a couple things that you've said that I think would change that perspective for people. One, I love that it almost seems like whatever you choose to align with fits an overarching business idea or product that you are offering through your existing business. So that's one thing for me that just seems to make so much sense, because there's so many people who I meet that, they may work at a juice place, and they're companies that offer products that they're buying their products for their juices from someone else.
Yeah,
that's not a wholesale. There's a network marketing company that probably makes maybe not exactly the same product, but something that they could use, and they could make a second commission from buying from themselves, but choose not to, because they aren't taking advantage of the fact that you have a platform that you can sell the products out of your store right now, and grow a secondary income by building a team that person doesn't want to open up a store. They don't want it. They want to do their business online or person to person. And you can be double dipping in a sense right now. If you, like you're saying, hey, I'm selling products that I couldn't probably offer before out of my existing business, and I could go build a team doing that. So that's the first thing. But the other thing I do want to talk about, and I want one, are you a trainer for any of your companies? Because they need to get you out there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, that makes a lot of sense. No, because again, it's the way you talk about it. One, I heard a lot of people who talk about, hey, if you aren't there in the beginning, they don't, only the people in the beginning make money. But you are actually saying that you can look at it that way. You can say to yourself, hey, I do want to be there in the beginning, so I can build that massive downline and have people who are going to come in from a bunch of other people underneath me. And I've never heard anyone actually say that there is some truth to that. You can, in fact, be there, but you are going to have to address a couple things, like the website's not going to be the best, because again, we are just starting out.
Exactly.
You are going to have some glitches that you probably not going to have in 5 years, because we're just starting out. So how do you, and Keith said it, how are you managing expectations from new people coming into your business when like you kind of seem like that that's going to be a part of the challenges that they're going to face?
Right. And there are people who can't deal with that. There are people who started in the sleepwear business, honestly, and it's just like, this is not for me. I don't want to deal with this. And that's okay. I think if you start a business and it's not for you, it's okay to stop. My feeling is life is short. I want to experience a lot of things in my life, and it's okay if I try something and I find out it's not for me. I don't have a problem stopping. That's my personal philosophy. Better to have tried something and have it not work than never try anything. Like that's how I feel. And everyone's different. And I know most people don't like change. And I don't know why. I love change and I love learning new things. So every time I go into a new industry, I get to learn something new. And I find that just makes me feel really good. And I love learning new things. So, but I think I may have lost the train of thought of the original question here.
No. You hit it right on the head. Again, because like I said, one of the things we want to do through our platform is, and I shared it with you, is normalize the conversation around network marketing. Keith is somebody who is again, he has a business. He's sitting in his office right now at his business, but he's not so close-minded to this idea of other income streams. that aren't another store somewhere or another, he could obviously go into a franchise if he has the capital. But some of the value that I get out of network marketing is, and in most instances, your startup costs is so far less. Like, again, I'm talking to two actual business owners right
Completely.
now who
Yes.
probably both pay rent for a space that you're using if you don't own the building yet. You guys are paying rent or are familiar with that. And for you to start out, let's say to go open a boutique, I did real estate in New York for a period of time. I know that you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to do a
Right.
build out. You're doing permits, you're doing building codes, you're meeting with a significant amount of people. But even with all of that, I'm sure the cost of starting when you got involved with that sleepwear company, it was so nowhere close to that. And Keith is
Nowhere
somebody
close.
who, again, who's been in the industry, even at the highest package you can get started in almost any network marketing company, you are not spending $100,000. You're not even touching that
You're
in
not even
terms of
touching it.
startup
I didn't even
costs.
spend
Yeah,
$1,000 when I started with the sleepwear company,
there
and
we
I
go.
got a huge amount of samples, and I got everything I
There you
needed
go.
to start my business. Um,
Yeah,
and so that was great. The other thing
yeah,
that I
People
yeah,
are your franchise. Building a team.
exactly.
That's your
there you
That,
franchise.
go.
that's the franchise. And the other component that my network marketing companies deal with is they all have components of charity. They all give back
Nice.
in some way or other, and to me, that's huge as well. The sleepwear company donates. I have the ability to donate pillows. When I make sales, I sell so much,
Nice.
and for those dollars, I have donated, I think 50 pillows already to different homeless shelters and different
Wow.
charities in the New York area. So you can pick the charities that you donate to. My hair care company donates. They have a huge gratitude program, and they donate millions of dollars to different charities. And to me, I think that's huge. I think we have a responsibility personally to help take care of people less fortunate and people that have
Absolutely.
times in their life where they need help. So that's another component that I love about network marketing.
So, Kathy, how do you separate? It's because I've been in a couple of different network marketing business over my life, and different ideology or let's say vision may be different. How do you separate, say, the ideology of being in multiples, or you just kick it to the side and just focus on the product? How do you look at both sides of that?
I think I kick it to the side because I'm in different, there's a very big difference
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
between
whoa, 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 Kathy, hold on. Oh man, guys, you already know what that is. That
are we
was an
okay?
amazing question. Yep, we're definitely out of time. So we want to take that into overtime for everybody who's on. That's our Patreon community members. You guys know where to find us. But I do, before we leave this side of the conversation, I do want to promote Kathy's personal Instagram page, which you guys can find her right there. Full name at Kathy Gelfand. And she has her own website for her collection. And it's the kathygcollective.com. Is that right?
Mhm.
That's right. That actually has a resin collection on it right now that I didn't talk about, but I make
Oh,
houseware,
very cool.
trays, coasters that incorporate beads. So check it out.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that, Kathy. So again, guys, go check her out on Instagram. Go check out her website, guys. And you heard her. She's working with multiple companies, and that's one of the things that we love. We'll definitely get into it a little bit more with her on overtime. So
Overtime,
again, if
baby.
you have not yet, subscribe, like, make sure you guys leave a comment for this one. Share this with somebody who you know right now is looking for some ways to earn some extra income. I hope I'm not cutting out. All right, cool. So we're gonna cut this one short, guys. And if you are live with us, follow us on that second one. Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank you
Amazing,
so much.
amazing content there.
Sure.
And we'll leave it with, as always, remember, you deserve the good life. All right, guys, we'll see you guys in a couple
Amen.
minutes on Patreon.
See you soon.